Guys doing? And in reference to this is just general facts of information, in reference to any person or any girl that I date or have dated, and if they ever had a child of mine, if they allow and they were cheating on me, and if they ever had used or had taken the child to their boyfriend, their new boyfriend or new relationship's house, there is legal law to have the female arrested and the male. Do you understand that? Like, say, for instance, if somebody stole my sperm and artificially inseminated somebody of their family, and then they had some other man on the side, there would be legal right to arrest them and prosecute them for stealing a child. That's like if I was dating a girl and she claims she was with me and she supposedly had a child of mine, and then she went out and slept with other guys, there would be legal right to have her arrested. Especially if that other man had held the baby of her new relationship or whatever. See, my genetics are different than other people. When I have a child with some female, it's always going to be a half hermaphrodite child, which is a unique breed of people. So in reference to if I had a girlfriend and she had a child of mine, and then she went out and met some guy and they got together as a relationship, if she ever took the child around that man, or if that man and her and that child ever had like any private meetings or public meetings, they could arrest them, because the child would not be allowed to be around another man as a father figure of any kind, because I'm a 100% hermaphrodite. And there's a time period, like for instance, if a girl had a baby of mine, they would not be allowed to be, and if they cheated on me and then they planned on their relationship with this new guy or any other guy, the child would not be allowed to be around them. Not for 18 years. At least 18 plus years, I guess. 18 years. So if there's a girl that had a baby of mine and she got a new boyfriend and slept with him and cheated on me, there would be legal right to arrest him. And the girl could go to prison for 18 years, if not longer, because she would not have a right disrespecting my parents or disrespecting me or my race and culture by trying to steal my genetics for another race. She could have, if a girl went out and had sex with another guy and she was in a relationship with another guy and had no ties to me, what she does is what she does. But my genetics are rare genetics. So if a girl stole the baby, or if a girl had a baby of mine, and then she was working for another race to steal my genetics, she can get prosecuted. And so could they, whoever she was working for. Because they tried to breed my genetics into their race, where then their race would try to claim that they had hermaphrodites or half hermaphrodites in their race when they had stolen my genetics and bred in their race with their artificial inseminations. Or the female, if a female had a child with me and then she tried to sell the genetics or the sperm of that child, she can go to prison for human trafficking. You understand that? It's a long story in reference to parameters and guidelines and laws. So if there was a girl that dated me and had a baby of mine and then she cheated on me, if she ever took that child to her new boyfriend, or to if the man that she cheated with ever held that child, the man has to be arrested. And he can go to prison for 25, 30 plus years or whatever. Or even longer than that. Maybe even life in prison. I don't know. So I don't know if any girls have done that, but my genetics are not something to toy around with. So in reference to if a girl was artificially inseminated and then she went and had sex with another man and they were trying to play gene splicing or a combination of genes or whatever, there would be legal right to arrest the female and the male. Because when somebody's stealing my genetics, it's always a setup. Somebody doing that is always a setup. Somebody working for somebody to steal my genetics, because people can have babies with numerous people anywhere in the country or around the world. That doesn't have to include me or my genetics. So that's a point of information in reference to violations of females. Like if I was in a relationship and if the girl got pregnant and she had a child, and then she was pretending like she wanted to be with me, but then she really wanted to be with this other guy, and she had already had the child, or she was pregnant, and then she slept with this other guy and then had the baby, or if she had the baby before, that man would not be allowed to be near that child. And she probably wouldn't be allowed to be around the child. I mean, she might have some visitation, but it would be limited. That's just the facts of law. You know, I'm a real royal. So in reference to the higher standards of parameters of guidelines of things are very serious protection laws. You know, instead of everybody getting into the melting pot or the gene pool of every other race and getting things all confused and everything, there's guidelines of, you know, certain parameters and guidelines that reference to royalty and royal status, that some things have to be protected from just people frolicking or becoming instantly attracted to a person when they had a child with somebody else of royalty, of another race or another culture. So, you know, there's just lots of guidelines. If the girl stole the baby or had a baby, there's a timeline. There's a timeline. If I date a girl, there's a timeline that if she ever had a child, she would not be allowed to be with another man, no matter what. Not until at least 18 plus years, or 18 years. No matter what. Till the child was 18 years old, you know. And that man would not be allowed to be around that child at any time during the 18 years. So if a girl had a child of mine and she cheated on me with another man, and if that man ever held that baby in his hands, he would have to get arrested, no matter what. That's just the law. It doesn't specify color or race. It says in reference to outside my race, you know. There's guidelines of protection of, you know, ethnicity and royal history of things. Basic information of things. In reference to hermaphrodite genetics and royal genetics of history. So in reference to if this girl said she wanted to steal genetics to try to become a princess or to be in a relationship with me because I'm a royal, but then she saw somebody that she was attracted to where she couldn't control herself, and she instantly jumped in bed with this other man, there'd have to be court cases. And she would lose custody of the child no matter what.